Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have, of course, just won 1-0 away at Pride Park, taking Leeds to the top of the table and taking Leeds to the top of the table for New Year. Leeds are going to be the league leaders heading into 2025. Now, if Burnley win, they'll still go within a point of us. But if they lose tonight, which is obviously I'm recording this straight after the Leeds game, then we'll be a few points ahead of them, 4 points ahead of them. And it'll be, rather a good end to the year for Leeds United fans. Look, in this game, at the start, Farke had made 4 substitutions. He'd taken out Rothwell and put in Tanaka. And he'd taken out Solomon and James and brought in Nonto and Ramazani from the start, and then Peru had also dropped out for Mateo Joseph. Now, I think all of those decisions are absolutely fine, resting players, potentially apart from Joseph for Peru, because I think Joseph will get the negatives out of the way. Joseph really he has a lot to work on with regards to his finishing. He really does. His finishing leaves a lot to be desired, and I do think that Joel Peru is just a far, far superior player, and he showed when he came on, even though he didn't score. He got himself into some good positions, and he got the assist for the Aronson goal. We'll do what we usually do, though. We'll talk about Derby a little bit first, just before we go on to Leeds, because Derby I thought were decent. I thought they tried to attack us. Apart from them being very dirty and stamping on our players all throughout the first half, they didn't seem to do too much of that in the second half. But I do think in that first half they were or throughout the game actually, they were really, really positive, and they tried to get forward. They tried to hang on to the 0-0 until they could go and nick a goal, and they had some decent opportunities to do so, if not for some good defending by Joe Rodon, by Pascal Struijk, or by either of the fullbacks or Meslier. So, look, I think that Leeds did well to kind of weather the storm of Derby, because Derby played quite well against us. But in the end, our quality just told. We had players on the bench that we could bring on. Bringing on the likes of Solomon, Dan James and Joel Peru to freshen up your front line when you've just taken off Ramazani, Nonto and Joseph is an amazing position to be in, to have those kind of substitutes. And when they came on, Leeds really came alive a little bit more. I do think that in the first half and throughout most of that game, Leeds created enough chances to be 2 or 3 goals up. It's just that some of those chances, that ball that came right across from Bogle to Joseph, and he just smashed it over the bar, really poor. Even when the subs did come on, Dan James came straight on, through on goal and straight at the goalkeeper. Bamford had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, saved. Our finishing still leaves a lot to be desired, but in the end, 1 goal is enough. Now, that goal itself, I think it was God knows how many passes. You'll probably see it on Twitter later on, and it'll say how many passes it was, but it was a lot. It was 20 or, to me, it felt like 20 or 30 passes, building up, trying to make a way to break down the defence. Eventually, the ball was played out to Solomon. He cuts inside and goes past a player, plays the ball into the feet of Peru, who plays it first time. Perfect little return bounce pass back to Aronson, who started the move. And he just slots it, curls it in the bottom corner around the goalkeeper. It was a really, really nice bit of football to watch, and a really good finish by Aronson, who I thought was really excellent today. In general, he won Sky Sports Man of the Match. I think he'd be my man of the match as well, Brendan Aronson, in this game. I thought he was really, really good throughout. The rest of the front line as well. Look, Ramazani was bright and positive. Nonto was as well. It was just probably more unlucky that there was no goals whilst they were on the pitch, because I think those two were actually really brilliant in themselves, being able to drive the ball forward, link up, swap wings as well. The fluidity of them being able to swap wings with each other and offer different kinds of threats to the defenders that Derby had. I think those two played really well as well, and unlucky not to actually be in on the score sheet there. But when Solomon and James came on, it did seem to make a little bit of a difference. I don't know if it was just fresh legs against tired legs, but Leeds improved a little bit, just that bit to get us over the line. And I thought we were fantastic in the end, getting that away result. Just seeing it on Sky Sports now, Leeds played 24, 51 points in goal difference plus 29. It's the best position you could hope to be in. I think we're a good few points better off than we were on the 29th of December last year, so that's positive as well. Sheffield United on 24 games, 49 points, 19 goal difference. Burnley, 23 games, 47 points, and the goal difference has gone just as I was trying to read it out. But if they win against Middlesbrough, they'll go up into second place. But we're not worrying about other teams for now. We're worrying about us, and I thought we were really, really good today. Ampadu good in that midfield with Tanaka. I think any combination of Tanaka, Ampadu or Rothwell would work really well in that midfield, and that gives us a chance to rest people, which is why I think actually probably overall we actually probably have a better squad this season than we did last season. In terms of individual talent, maybe not. Taking people like Somerville and Jorginho Rutter out of that, maybe we don't have anyone who's technically and specifically as good as those two. But overall, I think the squad is better, and that's allowed us to have such a good bench that can come on off the bench, score goals, create goals. The substitutes were all involved in that, apart from the finish, which came from Aronson, who'd been on the whole time. Look, I think that we potentially do need to look for a number 10 in January still, because I think Aronson, as good as he's been and as good as he can be, he'll need a rest at times, and I don't think Piru is the guy to drop into that role. So when Aronson does need a rest, you've seen that all the other players are getting rests, and Farke doesn't feel like he's got anyone that kind of do that Aronson role as well as Aronson can, or just even close to what Aronson can do in there. So I think we need some sort of backup or somebody to help Aronson push for his place in the team. But look, fantastic result. Really good, well-worked goal. Meslier brought up his 200th appearance with a solid display. Thought he did well as well. Bogle was good. Byram was good. Potentially would have liked to see Schmidt come on as a substitute when we were pushing for a goal, because I do feel like Byram's not potentially as good on the forward end of things. But all in all, we did enough to win the game. It was just enough, but it was enough. I think we had many chances to score in this game. And the fact that we didn't just says that we still haven't particularly solved that problem with finishing. Now, just talk about that very briefly. I say that we've got a problem with finishing. We all talk about how kind of profligate we are in front of goal, but we've scored the most goals in the division by quite a lot and conceded the least as well by a fair bit. So, yeah, from the outside, doesn't seem like it's a problem, and it's not a massive problem because we're creating enough chances to score. But we create a hell of a lot of chances. Our goal difference could be even better than it is. We create a hell of a lot of chances. And I just think perhaps sometimes we could finish those a bit better, and that game wouldn't have been as nervy towards the end. But as it is, we've won. We've won 1-0 away at Pride Park. We're top of the league for New Year. Join me live on New Year's Day for that game. I can't remember who it's against, but let's just enjoy this for now. But I will be live for it at 3 p.m. And yeah, look, amazing result. Top of the league for Christmas. Are we going up? I hope so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.